Hey everyone, Logansryche here. Welcome on back to another episode of Aternos Minecraft, and a happy Friday to everyone. This will be episode 20. There's 2 more episodes to go. It's the end of the season. Yeah, I know. I'm creating hype, but to some that's a big deal. Alright, so if you remember from the last episode, I actually forgot to add the on and off ramps to the highway. So we're going to go take care of that right now. Before I go any further. Because, without them, it'd be difficult to, go places across the country. Take care of this. Go this way a little ways. Back out this way. Not quite. Why is there a creeper under my overpass? There's a creeper on the highway. Nothing more. Creeper was creeping. Alright, so this will give me my endpoint. Come back over here. Hopefully it'll give me my endpoint. Alright, now I haven't seen the tunnel yet, so perhaps I missed it. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I missed that. But you know what? This gold will end up go all the way through anyway, so in a way I actually didn't miss it. In a way. Clear out all this. Oh man. The sniffles for some reason. Not getting a cold, but then again, usually I can tell whenever I'm sick or getting sick. And even then, usually you have to end up drinking a couple monsters in intervals, and I'm good to go. Would I suggest you do that? No. It all goes. Your tolerance to monster will actually depend largely on what your body makeup is. Now, me personally, because I already, or at least I used to consume a lot of soda, my system is already used to sugar and caffeine content, which is why back in the day, a can of Surge used to actually used to throw me for a loop. It was too much sugar and caffeine. But nowadays, It's the same amount of sugar and caffeine that is in a can of Surge now as it was there before, but a can of Surge today does not actually bother me because there is still less caffeine and sugar in a can of Surge than there is in a can of Monster. To date, Monster still has more sugar and caffeine than any other drink in the world. Even more so than a can of or a cup of coffee, which is interesting in its own right. But at the exact same time, Monster has a lot of nutrients in it that a lot of that health professionals tend to just cast aside as being empty or inadequate, and that's just not true. However, it was recently explained to me that taurine, which is somewhat good for the body because it helps to thin your blood in order to get to get stuff from one part of the body to another. Also dries your body out. So it was highly suggested to me that if I was going to continue to consume Monster, that to drink either a container of water or a Powerade afterwards, because Powerade claims to restore your electrolytes after you've sweat a lot, which is interesting because I did an experiment with that just recently, and all I got from Powerade was that my lips tasted salty. Which then when I was talking to my brother-in-law about it, Powerade contains a lot of salt, a lot of sodium. Not nearly as much as I've had with other things like ramen, but it was enough to make my lips taste salty, which I'm told is its own issue. But yeah. Alright, so hopefully this is far back enough where I can make this on this on and off ramp, and what's even funnier is that the ramp itself, with how it is in real life, is that you have 2 lanes on, or rather you have one lane on and one lane off. However, at the start you have 2 lanes that go into one, and then you have 1 lane that goes into like 4, so that you can go either left, right, straight, whatever. But there's other things that I need to build in order to get the placement of of the ramps right, and I don't think I'll be able to accomplish that in today's episode, but I will try. I'll have to extend that out, I think. Yeah, because across... Okay, so across from where the ramp is supposed to be there's a restaurant on the corner, and you're supposed to be able to go straight. No, there's just restaurants across the way. I had to think about that one a little more. And what's good about hollowing this part out is that a little ways down on the other side is where the what is on the other side? I must be thinking about something else. That's not good. Well, anyways. I could finish this off over here at least. Must be thinking of a different part of the intersection. I'll have to after this episode, I'll have to go look at the Google Maps that I've been using as a guide to see make sure I'm doing this right. So I don't want to mess this up, and trying to make this as accurate as possible. It's easier said than done. Okay, and that's then I go all the way down this way. Oops. Because this is just a practically a ramp up. It's not feathered like the grass is supposed to be. And I try to say this in every video. If you've discovered what town that I currently live in, keep it to yourself. Because the internet has become more of a scary place than I guess than it has before. It was a thing that started on Twitch called. No, I'm not even going to say it. But there's a thing that was started on Twitch where if someone decided that they didn't like you, that they would find a way to get your address out of you, or find it by some other means, and then call SWAT on you. And I know you people out there know what it's called, but I personally won't say it, because I don't want this video removed. I don't need that I don't need that catching the content system. And while I don't think something like that would ever happen to me, because this is a small channel, and I don't think enough people pay attention to it. Not that long ago, something similar happened on YouTube. That happened to someone who had a smaller channel, and it happened to them, and which kind of put me on alert. So I've been very reluctant to, and then the whole Facebook thing. So I've been very reluctant to, put, my address on anything. I mean, fortunately enough, I wasn't, part of the Facebook breach, because I had never put my address, or at least my house number, on on my profile anywhere. So it's not like they could have gone after me for for that. And which was even further confirmed when I got a notice from Facebook saying that that talked about the breach, but at the exact same time said that that none of my information was taken, which it's a good thing. But it just really does show that the internet as a whole has become more of a scary place, I guess, than it has. Because it used to be the only thing that you had to worry about was viruses and being hacked, and nowadays you have to worry about a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's why when it comes to a project like this, I reaffirm that if you've discovered where I live, keep it to yourself. I don't publicize it. Because I mean, I don't need that kind of stress. I already have a lot of stress in my life, and doing projects like this does help me de-stress, even if those that visit find it boring. I find building in Minecraft to be extremely therapeutic, matter of fact. But yeah, so that's that really. Now if I can only type right. Reddits. And if you know where that's from, yes, I know. Yes, I know those people. No, I don't know them personally, but yes, I would love to know those people personally. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, well, um, go look it up on YouTube. Because by now everyone that has some kind of interaction with YouTube should know uh, who they are, and if you don't, then you either don't have that kind of comedic state of mind, or you just or you don't find or or you've been sheltered for majority of your life. I know I was. There's a lot of stuff I'd never heard of until one day a friend of mine said, "Hey, you need to go see this." I'd be like, oh, "Why didn't I find this before?" And it was easy because I had a very sheltered life growing up, and that's because well, my parents knew how dangerous the internet could be. I mean, uh, we all grew up in the early days of the internet. I know, I think I just dated myself again, but it's okay. Oh, what did I just do that for? Distracting myself. That's what I was doing. I was distracting myself. Yep. But yeah. If your first internet experience was with a external device that you had to plug into the wall and into your phone jack that made a weird fax machine sound and only ran at a baud rate of 14, you know exactly where I'm coming from. Early days of the internet for me was AOL, when AOL was its own company. And then obviously AOL was bought by Time Warner years later. Which is unfortunate, but everyone thinks if they have if they can buy a failing company, if they have the ability to buy a failing company, and if they can turn it around, well, then it'll look good. And to an extent, I guess it did, until it didn't, because well, everybody knows that Sears is on its way out the door, as they say. There was so last I heard that by the end of 2018, Sears will no longer be a company. That they'll have exhausted all of their loans and all of their financial assistance that they were able to get which is unfortunate because I remember, Sears is one of those companies that has, been around for, forever and a day. And when I had heard that Sears was having trouble, I thought, okay, well, they'll do what, other companies have done, and they'll, they'll try, they'll liquidate stuff, and they'll try to, come out on top, and they will, and then this whole bankruptcy thing will be, behind them. Until it didn't. Until liquidating properties wasn't enough. Wasn't enough to help bring Sears back from whatever issue or issues that it has or had. And I say that because we only get a partial picture of what's going on within the company, and only Sears really knows what's going on inside of Sears, which is, and we get glimpses of stuff, which is why it's a big thing when Sears sold Craftsman to Black & Decker. And for those of you who know, Black & Decker is completely outsourced. They no longer manufacture anything in the U.S. anymore, which is unfortunate, because that will then also mean that the quality of Craftsman will not be as great as it used to be, because all Craftsman tools were always manufactured in the United States, which is what made them the best tools in the world. And then other companies started copying them, and then so on and so forth. Which is also why Sears keeps, which is why Time Warner, which isn't even really Time Warner anymore, is liquidating off a lot of their, even more of their Kmart stores. Because it's no longer profitable. I mean, the one up here by us is still here. I don't know for how long. They have closed a lot of their stores that really weren't doing the greatest, which is understandable. And in the end, all it does is unfortunately raise unemployment rates. It's the truth. Let's see. Up near me, we actually have a mall just down the road from us, and actually a few large name brand stores have actually packed up. I was actually very surprised, I mean, these aren't, and these are, these were stores that specialize with, with kids' clothes. And I was like, I wonder if that means then that parents are either buying their stuff online or if they're eBay shopping. And if they're eBay shopping, you start to wonder why. And the why is obviously because of the way um, markets are now. All right, well, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the episode right there. I wish everyone a happy weekend, and I will see everyone on Monday. Hopefully by then I get the on ramp the on off ramps done. If not, then they'll be done. They'll be done at whenever. All right, take care. Have a good weekend.